Hi there, welcome to my views and news. Three news stories. Firstly, delivery of weapons from Sudan for the Fano fighters. It seems Fano groups have managed to build connections. They are acquiring weapons from Sudan. Details for you in this video. Secondly, INSA has conducted an inquiry into what happened at Commercial Bank of Ethiopia. The systems collapsed last Saturday, and the bank suffered a loss of around 2 billion birrs after the bank account holders made transactions, money transfers exceeding their account balance. Thirdly, Al-Shabab carrying out attack after attack on Somalia's forces. We have seen several attacks on Somalia in the last few days. This morning, Al-Shabab fighters stormed a base of Somalia's military while opposition and Hassan Sheikh are locked into a deadlock over constitutional reforms. Al-Shabaab is taking advantage of this political instability. Firstly, viewers, it seems that Fano groups have managed to connect with the groups, the arms smugglers operating in Sudan. Fano groups are in need of weapons, obviously. This resistance movement is set to go on in the Amhara region. And Fano groups want to acquire small arms, mostly. They don't want to acquire tanks, artillery pieces, or drones, but they want to have guns, they want to have manpads, they want to have RPGs, they want to have pistols, they want to have ammunition, mortars as well, and most of these weapons can be acquired through black market. We know that the Sudanese border areas on Ethiopia-Eritrea border are used by arms smugglers. Weapon shipments come from Yemen. By sea, these arms shipments enter Sudan, and arms shipments pass very close to Eritrean Ethiopian borders. And here, the arms smugglers make deals with the customers. Fano groups have been trying to establish links in Sudan. By the way, people accuse Egypt as well that Egyptian intelligence agencies are operating on Sudanese border with Ethiopia. And these agencies are supporting opposition Ethiopian armed groups. I don't know about Egyptian involvement, but armed smugglers are operating, and Fano fighters reportedly have connected with these arms smugglers. Yesterday, Ethiopian military captured an arms shipment which somehow managed to enter Amhara region from Sudan. Reportedly, it is being confirmed to us. A vehicle was captured carrying weapons meant for Fano fighters. Investigation was conducted, and it was revealed that the weapon shipment came from Sudan. And recently we saw that two vehicles were captured in Amhara region by security forces, and the vehicles were carrying weapons and they came from Tigray. Tigray was accused that maybe some arms dealers are operating in Tigray, or some members of security establishment in Tigray are involved in selling of weapons or supplying of weapons to groups in Amhara region. It seems that Fano groups have more than one sources of acquiring weapons. They're acquiring weapons from Sudan, buying weapons from arms smugglers there. I won't say that Egypt or Eritrea is involved. We don't have evidence. So we should not blame anyone without having evidence. Maybe they're involved, but we don't have evidence, so we cannot say that. But I do know that arms smugglers are operating on Sudanese side of Sudan, Ethiopia border. Secondly, maybe some elements in Tigray are making money. They are selling weapons to groups in Amhara region, or some members of Tigray's good establishment want to back Fano. They don't want to strike an alliance with Fano, but they want the conflict in Amhara could continue. Thirdly, ENDF is also supplier of weapons to Fano fighters. When Fano fighters receive intelligence about weapon storage sites in the margin, they attack the sites and they capture weapons. And I wouldn't be surprised if I come to know that some elements in ENDF are selling weapons to Fano fighters. So there are different sources of getting weapons for this. They don't need heavy weapons, but for the type of struggle they are waging, they can acquire weapons, it seems. Secondly, viewers, INSA, Ethiopian Cyber Security Agency, has completed investigation into what happened last Saturday when Commercial Bank of Ethiopia CBE's systems collapsed and a technical glitch led to a loss of 2 billion birds for the CBE. Bank account holders made transactions while they had no money in their accounts, and now bank is trying to recover money. Today is the last day, today is the deadline, and tomorrow or in the evening today, bank could release pictures and information about those who withdrew money illegally, transfer money illegally, but they're not returning. Bank issued deadline of Saturday, deadline about to end in coming hours. Meanwhile, INSA has conducted inquiry into what happened. Was it a cyber attack or some groups from abroad or from Ethiopia managed to penetrate bank security systems? Well, INSA is led by Tigist Hamid, newly appointed head of INSA. And INSA says that it could not confirm any cyber attack on CBE. So what happened on last Saturday was that during bank system upgradation, this issue arose. And suddenly the bank systems collapsed. Technical glitch hit the entire banking system of CBE. While INSA is ruling out cyber attack, it is not identifying who is responsible. If there was an error during system upgrade, who is responsible? So far we have not seen anyone held accountable. Now those who withdrew money, they have spent money. Students withdrew money. Thousands of students withdrew money. They had no money in their accounts, but they were able to withdraw money. They have spent the money. They have bought mobile, they have bought laptops. Now they're being told to return money. How can they return money if they want to return the things that they have bought? Difficult for them. So they are in a very difficult position. Let's see what happens. This, I think tomorrow or after a few hours, CBE is going to disclose the names of those who have not returned the money so far. Thirdly, we are Somalia, where Hassan Sheikh and opposition are locked into a dispute over constitutional amendments. Al-Shabab is making the most of this opportunity, taking advantage of political instability, stepping up attacks on Somalia's military bases. Several attacks by Al-Shabab in the last few days. I have been updating you. Attacks in Mogadishu, close to Mogadishu. 2 days ago, they carried out an attack in Middle Shabelle. Then, before that, they entered Mogadishu. They attacked a hotel close to Villa Somalia. Then, this morning, Al-Shabab fighters overran a base of Somalia's military. It happened in Busliye. Busliye is close to, it's south of Mogadishu, close to the Nane, where dozens of Al-Shabab fighters stormed the military base. Luban Galad, who is the head of Mogadishu police, reportedly has been killed in this attack. So, security forces could not push Al-Shabab away from capital. If they can hit Mogadishu or Somalia's military bases close to Mogadishu, it means they can hit any part of the country, Somalia. Regional forces are operating almost independently. They want to protect their regions from Al-Shabaab. Federal government almost unable to stop Al-Shabaab's incursions into Mogadishu. Mogadishu has large-scale deployment of foreign troops of Somalia's forces, militias, newly trained forces. But still, Al-Shabaab fighters have the capability to enter Al-Shabaab, to carry out attacks to enter Mogadishu and to carry out attacks near Mogadishu whenever they want to. Problem is that still the opposition and the government are not focused on operation against Al-Shabaab. They have so many issues to tackle, political issues, issues like their dispute with Somaliland, dispute with Ethiopia, that the focus which is needed is missing. And by the way, I believe Somalia alone cannot defeat Al Shabaab. Somalia must have support of all the regional countries. Joint operations are needed. And for that, Somalia should have good relations with other countries. By the way, Somalia says that Al Shabaab is not a local threat, it's a regional, international threat. All countries, international communities should join hands. Problem is that who is suffering more? Who is suffering the most? Somalia. People of Somalia. So Somalia will have to take the lead. It cannot remain dependent forever on foreign assistance for the operation against Al-Shabaab. I think Somalia will have to establish, it will have to renew good tie with neighboring countries, it will have to convince all the countries for a major regional operation with involvement of international community against Al-Shabaab. That is the way forward. Somalia alone perhaps won't be able to defeat Al-Shabaab. Al-Shabaab has penetrated the government, the security structure in Somalia, it seems. Thank you for watching.